Section 23 of Counsels and Maxims, Schopenhauer continues his discussion of the social penalty that the intellectually superior have to bear. Here's how he puts it. No man can see over his own height. Let me explain what I mean. You cannot see in another man any more than you have in yourself, and your own intelligence strictly determines the extent to which he comes within your grasp. If your intelligence is of a very low order, mental qualities in another, even though they be of the highest kind, will have no effect at all upon you. You will see nothing in their possessor except the meanest side of his individuality. In other words, just those parts of his character and disposition which are weak and defective. Your whole estimate of the man will be confined to his defects, and his higher mental qualities will no more exist for you than colors exist for those who cannot see. Intellect is invisible to the man who has none. In any attempt to criticize another's work, the range of knowledge possessed by the critic is as essential a part of his verdict as the claims of the work itself. Now, I'm reminded here of a statement that a film critic I know makes, that no writer can write a character who's more intelligent than himself. That is, that the movie characters and fiction characters are limited by the widest expanse of the intelligence of their creator. They can't be brighter or cleverer than the person behind them. Something similar seems to be going on here. Schopenhauer is telling us that you can't appreciate qualities that are above your head. Whatever your limit is, that's the limit of your possible engagement with other people. And as we'll see in a moment, this has consequences for a person of high intellect when he tries to relate to other people. Schopenhauer continues. Hence, intercourse with others involves a process of leveling down. The qualities which are present in one man and absent in another cannot come into play when they meet, and the self-sacrifice which this entails upon one of the parties calls forth no recognition from the other. In other words, people must meet at the lowest common denominator, or the highest common denominator, and that means that this is going to be asymmetrical in some cases. One person's going to have to give up much more to come down to a level at which they have something in common and can speak to the other person. This will not be recognized or acknowledged by the person who hasn't had to come down, Schopenhauer says. He continues, consider how sordid, how stupid, in a word, how vulgar most men are, and you will see that it is impossible to talk to them without becoming vulgar yourself for the time being. Vulgarity is in this respect like electricity. It is easily distributed. You will then fully appreciate the truth and propriety of the expression to make yourself cheap. And you will be glad to avoid the society of people whose only possible point of contact with you is just that part of your nature of which you have the least reason to be proud. Don't become more common by associating with the common, seems to be the rule. So you will see that in dealing with fools and blockheads, there is only one way of showing your intelligence, by having nothing to do with them. That means, of course, that when you go into society, you may now and then feel like a good dancer who gets an invitation to a ball and on arriving finds that everyone is lame. With whom is he to dance? That's the end of section 23 of Schopenhauer's Counsels and Maxims. Some very witty reflections upon the burden to be borne, Schopenhauer says, by the intellectually superior, perhaps having himself and his own experience in mind. We'll take a look at section 24 in the next video. Thanks for watching today. Goodbye.